Most terrifying objects found in the deep sea.
Wow, I love how I picked the worst video. But it is, guys. It's your boy BlastphamousHD, and today we are here to check out some videos you guys have been trying to get me to watch for the longest time. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I kind of don't want to watch this. Y'all know that I have aquaphobia. I don't like underwater videos, as you can see in my other videos where it scared me so bad that I had to stop doing videos for a minute. But today I'm feeling nice and confident. I done 4 push-ups, so now I feel masculinity enough to get it on up in here and make it do what it do. This video is by the Supreme. Let's do this before I change my mind.
The ocean is deep, vast, and often terrifying. Who knows what lurks in those crystal marine waters?
I don't think anybody can dive in Bimini and not believe that these are man-made artifacts.
You can imagine what might be waiting to be discovered below the surface. In fact, much remains to be learned from exploring the mysteries of the deep, since more than 80% of it remains unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored. Imagine that the lowest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, sits at a staggering 36,000 feet below sea level. What might you find? Ancient cities? Fleets of sunken ships, underwater museums, even ghosts. Oh, the terror. Here are the 15 most terrifying objects found in the deep sea.
Wow, I love how I picked the worst video.
Number 15. Lake Neuchatel Shark Statue. Talk about terrifying. There's zero information about the actual shark statue that appears in the video. And trust me, we researched. But the location is Lake Neuchatel in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, a popular diving destination for European divers. It's unclear how or why the shark statue was located there, and this footage just makes that fact even more terrifying. But Switzerland is a very popular place to go diving, especially in the winter. With a surface of 84 square miles, Lake Neuchatel is the largest lake located entirely in Switzerland and the 59th largest lake in Europe. The Theo River enters at its southwestern end and issues from it at its northeastern end. The northwestern shore is the most thickly settled, and the slopes are covered with vineyards. But whoever placed that sculpture at the bottom of the lake, are you the Swiss Banksy? Are you responsible for more terrifying art underwater elsewhere? Pacific's Caroline Island harbors the ghost fleet of Truk Lagoon. In a surprise attack by American allies in World War II, approximately 250 Japanese aircrafts were destroyed and more than 50 ships sunk. An estimated 400 Japanese soldiers were killed in one ship alone, trapped in the cargo hold. Most of the fleet remains in exactly the same spot it was left, largely forgotten by the world until the late 1960s. Jacques Cousteau's 1969 film Lagoon of Lost Ships explored the wreck-littered lagoon, and many of the sunken ships were then still full of bodies. As wreck divers brought attention to the site, Japan began recovery efforts, and many bodies have been removed and returned to their homes for burial. Some wreck divers often wonder, do the anguished souls of the crew and passengers who perished haunt those who dared to explore the shipwreck's remains? If you dive wrecks long enough, you'll hear tales of divers who were left with the bone-chilling feelings of this sort.
Crushed by outside pressure. There could have been no survivors.
Some indicate there was merely an eerie mood cast over the wreck, while others have suggested that they saw something down there that they can't explain. Number 13. SS Thistlegorm. The world-famous SS Thistlegorm was sunk in 1941 in the Gulf of Suez at the northern end of the Red Sea.
It became a world-class visitor destination.
Packed to the gunwales with a cargo of supplies destined for the British Fifth Army based in Alexandria. Armored carriers, motorcycles, jeeps, trucks, airplane parts, rifles, radio equipment, and a plentiful supply of Wellington boots can all be seen during your dive. The Thistlegorm is heaven for wreck enthusiasts, but is also one of the most underrated fish dives in the area, attracting schooling barracuda and providing a hunting ground for giant tuna and snapper. Our excursions require an early start. After breakfast on board, you'll make 2 dives on the wreck. In the early 50s, Jacques Cousteau discovered it by using information from local fishermen. He raised several items from the wreck, including a motorcycle, the captain's safe, and the ship's bell. The February 1956 edition of the National Geographic clearly shows the ship's bell in place and Cousteau's divers in the ship's lantern room. Cousteau documented diving on the wreck in part of his book, The Living Sea. That guy could find anything. Number 12. Ocean Atlas. Artist, photographer, naturalist, and diver Jason DeCaires Taylor introduced his record-breaking public sculpture to the crystal Bohemian waters in 2014. Entitled Ocean Atlas, the installation encourages coral colonization and deters tourists from endangered reefs. Forged for sustainable, pH-neutral materials designed to kickstart local coral growth, Ocean Atlas is a monumental public sculpture submerged 5 meters beneath the sea and an environmental gesture intended to portray the positive potential of human interaction with the natural world. Located off the west coast of New Providence, the 18-foot-tall, 60-ton statue is currently the largest underwater statue in the world. The girl in the piece seems to struggle underneath a heavy burden, which is appropriate given that she was named after Atlas, the Greek god responsible for bearing the heavens on his shoulders.
Of the old Ocean Atlas, it's got quite a meaning to it.
As with the rest of Taylor's numerous underwater sculptures, this one was made from a special pH-neutral cement that will allow reef organisms to thrive on its surface. His statues allow new reefs to grow where none existed before, and draw tourists away from overworked diving hotspots. Maybe not terrifying, but with the world on his shoulders, that's a scary thought. Number 11. Atlit Yam. Talk about weird underworlds. Not far off the coast of the village of Atlit in the
Why that look like an underwater toilet?
Mediterranean Sea, near Israel, lies the submerged ruins of the ancient Neolithic site of Atlit Yam. The prehistoric settlement, which dates back to the 7th millennium BC, has been so well preserved by the sandy seabed that a mysterious stone circle still stands as it was first erected, and dozens of human skeletons lay undisturbed in their graves. Today, Atlit Yam lies beneath 16 to 40 feet beneath sea level and covers an area of 40,000 square meters. The site was first discovered in 1984 by marine archaeologist Ehud Galilee, and since then, underwater excavations have unearthed numerous houses, stone-built water wells, a series of long unconnected walls, ritual installations, stone-paved areas, a megalithic structure, thousands of flora and fauna remains, dozens of human remains, and numerous artifacts made of stone, bone, wood, and flint. The site provides unprecedented insight into life in Neolithic times, when people had just discovered how to domesticate plants and animals. I bet there are ghosts there too. Number 10. The Sea of Galilee structure.
Alright y'all, yeah, I mean, if you guys want to watch the rest of the video, make sure to go check it out on 15 most terrifying objects found in the deep sea. I'm not super scared, but you know, let me know if you guys want me to watch the rest of this one. It wasn't really as scary as I thought it was gonna be, honestly. Like, I'm kind of bored, so I'm just gonna, I mean, some parts of it was a bit iffy, but there wasn't a lot. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twisms.